Good morning, and welcome to a nice bright sunny day in Winnipeg. Yeah, I hope it isn't going to be as hot as it was yesterday. Yesterday was there was tornado warnings on the weather network, and it was a hot, sultry day. We get those here in Winnipeg. Now, you wouldn't think we would here in Canada, but we get some pretty hot, miserable days and tornado warnings. Yeah, not as bad as further south, but anyway, everything is pretty much the same as I left it yesterday. I didn't come back to the model table, so needless to say, there's not going to be a big extensive rollback. Today's episode might be a little short. Yesterday's was extra long, today's might be extra short. I don't know how it's going to go yet. I'm just getting started now. We've had our sunrise. Nothing special, as you are seeing, but we've had it. And anyway, I went, one of the reasons I'm getting a late start here is I went grocery shopping early this morning. I started out ordering online, and then I was not seeing things that I was sure were in the store. So I ended up getting in the car and struggling down there, and sounds like my neighbor's got the lawnmower going. Well, my lawn's okay. I think he's sucking up leaves from a tree next door. He's using it as a vacuum cleaner. Anyway, as I've said before, it doesn't take much to, sidetrack me, right? Okay, as for this thing, I haven't read the comments yet for today. I was busy this morning. So I don't know what people are going to be saying about this PVA glue and paint. It's kind of rubbery right now. What else are we going to say? I think that's about it. Let's just see if we can't do at least something today. There's the odd thing left to do on step 42. It looks like there's a ladder that has to go in here, photo etch D2, and I think I'm going to have to go close the window in my door. I got my door window open right now, and the lawnmower's making a lot of racket, even though it's not in my yard. Okay, isn't it funny? A little motor. A car can go by, you hardly even hear the motor, unless it's that black truck. Anyway, but a lawnmower motor that's only maybe probably a 20th the size of a car, it makes 20 times as much noise. Crazy. Okay. Actually, I think a lot of the noise is not only the motor. I think the blade makes a certain amount of racket. It's that way with an aircraft. You hear the aircraft going over, you can sort of hear the motor in the background, but the racket is the propeller, the tip of the propeller turning at almost the speed of sound, and can really make a lot of racket. Okay, let's I'm having a hard time concentrating. Let's get at it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I want to see how the odometer on the bike compares to the GPS from the app. So let's just give it a whirl here and see what happens. The odometer is 572.3 kilometers. We'll see what it says when we come back. So that's 572.3. All right, let's get this thing going and see if I can do it right this time. All right, it's running. We don't need to worry too much about the time, just the distance. We want to see how it's going to compare. Okay, we're back. The odometer reads 601.7. Now, according to the GPS, it was 26.71 kilometers. I got a feeling the GPS is more accurate. So in other words, the odometer overreads by about almost 10%. So I'll just have to keep that in mind. Okay. I know that you can't quite see the clock, but it just turned up 12 noon. I am not getting anywhere. I think I'm going to leave this one on to protect all this, and I'm going to take this one off. And now we've got to put our ladder here, which is our D2, right here. Okay, and I'm thinking that maybe the best way to do that will be to just take this whole thing and tilt it about a 45 degrees and let gravity be our friend here. So it's going to want to stay up against the side of that bulkhead. It's got to go in between. I got to get manipulated in between these two practice. Remember, we were wondering what these were, and these are actually practice loading cannons. Yeah, they'd be no good for shooting at anything positioned where they are, unless you want to shoot yourself in the foot. No, a moment ago, well, actually about 20 minutes ago, I checked the tracking on Corey's package. It has gone through customs, and it has left Toronto, and it is at a location in Canada. Now, I'm assuming that location is Winnipeg. Now, why could they not have said Winnipeg? Don't these people know that Winnipeg is the center of the world? I mean, it's not like some little place like New York City or something that nobody's heard of. Yeah, come on, you guys. It's not at a location in Canada. It's at Winnipeg. Now, I'm hoping it's at Winnipeg. I hope the next notification I get says it's out for delivery. So anyway, just thought I'd bring you up to date on that. So I'm going to just reposition here now and get this thing safely at a nice angle and see if we can drop that ladder in, and then take a little bit of flat clear here and use it as glue. Okay, we are not at a 45-degree angle, but we're tilted back enough that this ladder should lean against the side here. Now, so I have to swing myself around here so that I can release it. Is that the right ladder? It almost looks too long. Try and get it at a different place here. Let's just double check here. Okay, here it is, and it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's supposed to go right there. I might have. Whoops! I was just about to say I might have done better to have put this ladder on the module before we drop the module down. In fact, I now looking at it, thinking about it now, it definitely would have been better. This isn't good. Doesn't want to fit. Have I got the wrong ladder? D2. Well, I better check the D fret here, because it's quite possible that this is one of those extra ladders that we thought we needed. Yeah, because this is definitely too long. As near as I can tell, it is supposed to go. Okay, it drops down. Well, maybe not. Maybe it is supposed to go. Oh, come on. I'm gonna push stop here. I'm gonna check the D fret and see if there's a D2 still on there that's shorter than this, and then I'll know. Okay, I realize that everything is pretty much upside down for you, but it is right side up for me. There are 2 D sheets. The other sheet has 2 of these number 2s removed. Like here's number 1, here's number 2, and this is the ladder that we were trying to get in place. You can see that it's longer than a D2, so I don't know what this was. I don't think it was that. It wasn't a 6 either, and it definitely wasn't a 1. It might have been that extra ladder that we thought we were going to need. Anyway, I'm going to have to get this D2 and paint it. Maybe I'll try and gently brush it while it's on the fret here, and see how that goes. I don't want to have to get the airbrush going just for one ladder, so I'll do it in number 77, so it'll be nice and dark. It'll obviously it's going to need 2 coats. Anyway, we'll put this back in on the little tin and save it for when we need a ladder that is this long. Okay, I've turned our D fret over, and you can't see it because you're looking through it. But we've got the plastic here that we have to contend with. And if I try to paint it from the other side while this plastic is on, the paint is going to pool in between each one of the rungs. So we've got to take this plastic off so that the brush can sort of go down. At least that's the plan. Now this should come off here. Try and get it off without breaking the ladder. There we go. Now I can paint the ladder from the other side. And when the paint pools in between, sort of like microcrystal clear is supposed to do, I can poke it out. At least that's the plan. Okay, here we go with the number 77 on our ladder number 2. Okay, this paint is fairly thinned out, but I do believe that the second and maybe the third coat is probably going to do the trick here. And yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the heat gun right now on a low setting and just sort of quickly dry it, and then I'll show it to you after I'm done the second or probably the third coat. Okay, I've given it its final coat here. I think that's its 4th coat, actually. It didn't seem to be covering too well, but I think this one's got, it's going to be okay once it all shrink wraps around there. And yeah, then we'll see how much photo etch is showing when we nip it off of the fret. Okay, I'm guessing about an hour has passed here now. And this is dried out. Although it does almost appear to be, is it this one right here? Yeah, it appears like it might be a little bit wet right there, but I don't think so. I think it's completely dry. Okay, I'm guessing maybe 10 minutes ago I checked the tracking on Corey's package, and it says that it has departed the facility. Now I'm assuming that it means the postal sorting station here in Winnipeg, and I'm assuming it's on its way to my house right now. I was going to go out on my e-bike this afternoon, but Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law says they're going to come as soon as you leave. So I'm going to stick around here and just hope that the weather holds and I can get out later this evening on my e-bike. Don't know if we're going to have a package opening in today's episode or not. Most likely not. Anyway, I'm just going to sort of keep going here. Let's get this thing laid out and nip it off and see if when we nip it off how badly the nips show up. I guess I could always paint it, couldn't I? Okay. Normally what I do when I nip these off, I try to get as close as I can to the part without shaving the side of it off. But I think this time what I'm going to do is maybe try and be back a little bit. Now I don't mean way back, like this, but maybe I just won't worry too much about getting real close. That might have been a little bit too far back. Now mind you, where this is going to be located, we're not going to see it anyway. So what am I worried about? That one I didn't do too good, did I? Okay, I did go all the way through. Alright. This side only has 2 tabs. Paint is kind of built up there, isn't it? I can hardly feel the edge. Normally I can feel the edge. Oh, I scratched it. Maybe I didn't wait long enough for this paint to cure. Okay, it's loose. Okay, let's get our main part back over here now, and see how this is going to look. That's too bad about that little scratch there. Oh, there's probably going to be more before we're through. Okay, here we go again. Is it going to fit? Hey, it still doesn't fit. Well, that's funny. Do I have the wrong ladder? No, that's the right ladder. Okay, I'm going to push stop here, and I'm going to cut a little bit off with the Tamiya nippers. Okay, I have shortened it, I'm guessing about 1 millimeter. And can we get it centered now? No, that's worse. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to upend this a little bit more so that this surface that I'm touching right now is almost horizontal. Yeah, I should be able to do that. Very carefully, of course, because we wouldn't want it to fall over backwards. Okay, I'm going to have to push stop again. Okay, we have a lot of stuff here that's kind of blocking your view, unfortunately, like these practice guns and this thing here, whatever it is. But I think you can get the general idea. At least I don't need to worry now about the ladder falling off, because it's going to be laying down right on this flat part here. Unless maybe it's still too long. I'm wondering, is it still too long? It seems to be kind of jammed in there. Whoops, I'm catching my fingers on stuff I shouldn't. You know what? I'm going to have to shorten it even more, I think it looks like. Yeah, it just... that's kind of a surprise. Okay, I'm going to have to push stop again. Sorry. Okay, I've adjusted my lights a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be any better or not. And I've shortened this by maybe 1/4 of a millimeter. Oh. We were going to use the paintbrush, weren't we? there is a bit of a seam right there that sort of gives me a halfway mark. I think that's pretty good. Now let's get some flat clear. We shouldn't need a whole lot. Nothing is going to catch it in there. Maybe that's going to be enough just to stick it to the side of the superstructure. It's not quite straight. It's got to go about like that. Whoops. I knocked one of my hoops loose. I hope I didn't catch anything and break something off. I'll check that out. Now everything looks good. Okay. Alright, let's quit while the quitting's good here. Okay, and the hoop that fell out came from up here. I guess it was a loose fit. Okay. A lot of work to get very little done. That ladder, you can just barely see it in there. Okay, let's recompose here and see what it is we're going to do. Actually, right now it's 2:47 in the afternoon. I think I'm going to call it a day. Kind of disappointed with myself. I've been busy, but not on the model, unfortunately. Okay, you know what? Thanks for watching, everybody. And all been well, we're going to see you tomorrow.